Welcome to the 17th episode of Kicking It with Coach Dubb. I have my special guest, Mr. Peyton Pesavento. I coach Peyton at Southlake, and I coach him in a All-American game as well. And Peyton's a current student at Elon University. How you doing, Peyton?
I'm good, coach. How are you?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. So, how did your freshman season go? I mean, as far as your academics.
It was good. I made President's List 4.0. So that's pretty good. I got involved a lot on campus. Can't complain.
No doubt, no doubt. Your GPA was a 4.0, obviously. What's
Yeah.
some goals that you have for next season?
So my goals are just maintain that GPA, keep that GPA right, of course. Got to make sure that's good. Just get more involved, be on campus. It's different being home. It sucks being home, but it is what it is. Just being able to enjoy campus. You don't realize how much you enjoy it till you don't have it. Um, just trying to get involved. I'm involved in a fraternity and different business and academic organizations. So just more of those, and just if the football opportunity comes across, then take take part in that. But if not, just keep doing what I'm doing, I think.
For sure. What was the biggest transition between high school and college?
For me, it was more just not having football. So football's been part of my life ever since I was second grade. So not having that structure, that focus to put all my attention towards, not having teammates to be just that friend group. All my best friends come from football. So just adjusting in that sense, being like used to not having football and finding other avenues to take advantage of, whether it be through academics, organizations, fraternities, whatever it may be. Just trying to find that group of people to hang out with, as well as occupying my time. I'm still working out and everything like that, training. So just taking part of other sports like golf. I picked up golf, MMA. I know you got a boxing background. I've been doing that. Just anything. Even though and I've been still football, training and everything, but just in case that comes back. But if not, then I got other things that I'm occupying my time with.
So you're well rounded. That's what you're saying. You're real
Yeah,
well rounded.
I'm trying to be.
Peyton, how important is taking your academics serious in high school?
Academics is really serious in high school. You gotta take it seriously, but at the end of the day, don't be stressing if you get a B or you know what I mean. Straight A's isn't the main priority. You want to be a well-rounded student, be involved with school and campus. Don't just focus. Don't make certain sacrifices with school, sacrificing certain experiences or vacations or whatever it may be, just to focus on school. 'Cause at the end of the day, high school is kind of just a stepping stone for college. So you want those good grades, get those good scores on SAT to get that GPA for college applications. But at the end of the day, college is looking for a good, well-rounded student, and you don't want to sacrifice certain experiences and everything or sports, whatever it may be in high school because you're so focused on getting a 97 in a class, whatever it may be. So just find the right balance is the main thing for me.
How did your high school experience help shape your college experience?
I mean, it definitely has such an influence just on who you hang around, what you look for in people you hang it with, school, what your focus is. For me, I kind of knew generally what I wanted to get into with business and technology and things like that. So high school helped shape that, and then just having those friend groups to rely on. Uh, Getting into college, just knowing in college is one of those places where everybody says it, but you don't really realize it till you're there. Is there's so many different things you can get involved into. So it's lots of people really change in college, and that's okay. You kind of finding who you are, and so well, high school may shape you certain ways, whether it be academically, sports. If you're going in as a college athlete, that's definitely gonna have an effect. But you really can be whoever you want to be. You can take up any different opportunity as you want in college. anything is possible, really. Like, you can do whatever you want. So just having that, for me, it was just being grounded when I'm doing. Make sure you're focused on your academics and what you want to get involved in. Just don't go wild. Have an idea of like what's gonna happen in college. Like, you're gonna have those opportunities where you can just go party every night and everything like that. And lots of kids get wrapped up in that. And just being grounded and knowing you got to put academics first and school first kind of helped me. That's what kind of like high school helped me with, is like understanding that, so I can just like stay on track with what I need to get done.
For sure. What's some lessons you learned through playing sports that's carried over to you as a student and it is you as a person?
Definitely through football, just like time management. When you got in high school, like everything's planned out for you. Like, you wake up at a certain time, you go to school at a certain time, you eat at a certain time, you go to practice at a certain time. You know what I mean? And in high school, in college, you got all to yourself. Like, class at a certain time and everything else is up to you. So like, time management is a skill that I gained through football. Just being able to manage my time, my workouts, what I'm supposed to be doing, like stay grounded in my training and everything like that to stay in shape, because it's easy to get out of shape in college. And then just like relationship building, like you always have your coaches to rely on in college, in high school, and then into college, and like your teammates. um I don't know, it's kind of like hard because like I've been around sports my entire life, always in sports, so it's kind of like it's hard to say what I would be without it. So it's like almost any in every shapes.
For sure. Is there any advice you can give to current students or student athletes looking to be where you're at?
I would just say stay focused, man. Make a plan. Like, look for the future. Don't focus too much on the moment. Or like focus on the moment, but like don't let one bad thing in high school or whatever it be like drive your whole future. Like everybody says high school is such a minute, and you don't realize it until you're out of it. Like, high school is pretty insignificant in your life. So like, don't focus too much on that if you're still in high school. And um just like stay grounded in what you're doing. Always put your academics first. But like, one thing I've learned in college is like academics aren't everything. Like, yeah, it's important to have good grades, and that's like why you're there, but like look for experiences, learn to grow as a person and as a being, whether it be through your sports or your organizations or just with your friends, like, you know what I mean? So just look to grow. Like, one piece of advice that I got that's been really helpful is like take take something positive out of everything you do, whether it be a class, an interaction with a friend, an organization. Like, take something positive, even if it's like seems like a negative thing. Try to make something positive out of it, and just that's just gonna help you grow as a person and end up being happier.
Cool. So what's one of the ways I've helped impact your life?
I'll definitely just say being like a mentor to me through football, recruiting, as just like a father figure, just showing me like the ropes, mostly through football, because that's how most of our interactions came up. But as like a family friend, like just always being there, someone to talk to when I'm like down or whatever, like I'm going through some with sports or academics, just keeping me grounded and focused and showing me that there's a light under the tunnel.
Any Coach Dubb impersonations?
If you really know Coach Dubb, you know you can't talk to him standing still. He's always gonna be like, "Hey, hey, come walk with me, walk with me, walk with me." Every time we have a conversation, Coach Dubb can't stay still. You gotta walk with him. He's gotta walk down the hallway, the field. Can't sit still.
Multitasking. I can't sit still. You're right. You're right about that. So you ready to get into this fun part?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. All right.
Uh, th- yeah,
You know where this is heading to, right?
I know exactly what this is.
All American game. And
Yeah, I'm on
I
boy.
know you was nervous. I was coaching you, and you went out and you put on a performance. You played both ways, and
Yeah, and I remember. I don't know if you remember this. I actually like sprained or tore like my groin or something like 2 days before coming or something like that, or like the first day of practice or something like that. Like, I was in so much pain. Like, I was like rehabbing as much as I could as like a little eighth grader because I didn't know what to do. Like, I was in so much pain, but I was like, I taped it up and I was just like, we gotta go. Like, we came all the way to Texas. We just gotta go.
let's get into it. Let's dive into it. The old classic Team Washington
Yeah.
video. When I used to do the videos.
Yes.
Y'all boys put some work in.
Fact. There was a few recruits there that ended up being like top 5 in their class. There's some studs that went there that we played with.
All right, we're gonna check another video out. You cool with that?
Yeah.
Let's get to it. All right, sophomore year, Peyton. We're gonna watch a few clips of this, and then we're gonna go to your senior year, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. That's cool with you?
Yeah, that's cool. That was actually our first drive of the season. That first clip. It
Wow,
was like the third play of the game. Yeah.
that's a big time catch right there. Good stuff, Peyton. Want to kind of scroll down memory lane a little bit, and I just remember you just being a competitor and you being a football player, like offense, defense. Because at first you was a running back, right? Then you converted to receiver.
Yeah.
You want to talk anything about some of those highlights you just saw?
Yeah, man. For me, I would say my journey is super unorthodox. Like, from like it was just so up and down. Like, probably nobody's had the same journey I had. 'Cause, coming from South Lake, we had all stars. We had so many kids coming in, and we just had to set out. And then everything happened there. Everybody went their separate way. I ended up with Marcus at East Lincoln, and that went well for a couple years, and then things just went downhill from there. So I transferred senior year. Senior year, couldn't play for Mount Island because whole lot of politics. We don't have to get into that, but ended up finding a team. Tried to do what I could do. Joined almost halfway through the season. Just try to play my part. Just try to get some highlights down for the year, and it didn't turn out exactly how I wanted. Situation wasn't great. I remember I would literally go to school, come home, do like an hour of homework or whatever, and I would have to drive like an hour to practice for 2.5 hours, drive like an hour home, wasn't getting home till like 10. Then I'm eating dinner, and then I'm like doing more homework. It's not easy for sure, especially that commute. But I mean, I don't think I would change my process, kind of showed me a lot of that, like helped me to deal through a lot of adversity and kind of a lot of kind. It was not an easy thing to go through, but to all the guys that may be going through similar things or had to deal with something similar like that, like you just gotta go through it. Like God's got a plan. Everything happens for a purpose. Everything happens for a reason. So just persevere. It'll work out. Especially having you or someone else as a resource, you're gonna help them as much as possible. So with rooting and everything like that. So I would just say, man, it's a temporary situation, temporary feeling. You're gonna get through it. It's not gonna make or break your career. It's not gonna make or break your life. So just fight through it, and hopefully you don't have to go through that, because I wouldn't put it on anybody as an athlete. That was one of the worst things I had to go through. But you know, it is what it is.
No doubt. And you got through it. You handled it like a champ. You definitely handled it like a champ. And you didn't bat an eye. You didn't mess with your GPA. It didn't mess, obviously you're in college now. And shout out to Coach Browning. I think you're going to get an opportunity there. If they're smart, they'll give you an opportunity. And again, you're just a football player. I always said, like, if I had an opportunity to coach you your senior year, you would have played everywhere. So from that standpoint, I know you're just a football player. And I mean, you can catch the ball. You excellent offense. But you got a mentality. You always struck me as a downhill safety mentality
Yeah.
type. Like because I remember when you was young, you and Will, and I mean, y'all had a squad. Y'all had a squad when y'all was young. I mean, you would come down here. I mean, y'all was thumpers. That squad was special. So you ready to get into
Yeah.
another portion? Check out these pictures.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, let's
I don't
do
know
it.
what to explain.
All right, Peyton. What does family mean to you?
Man, family's everything for me. Like they've always been my backbone. They've always been there for me in the toughest times, like I was talking about with football, that situation, and just everything like that. Like family's always important to me. I always look forward to coming home for the holidays, being with my family during the summers. Everybody's home because everybody's oldest brother is like grown man doing his own thing, and then me as a freshman in college, there's a large disparity with my two older siblings in there as well. So it's like we're all doing our own separate things. We don't really get to talk too much, but like, when we're home together, it's really awesome. We get to connect and just have a good time. So family's everything for me.
For sure, you got a great family too. I had the luxury of coaching all three of y'all. Not your sister, but all three of
That,
y'all. And
and that's
Big Paz was a go getter. Big Paz,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he was a go getter. All your brothers had heart, man. Great football players. Shout out to your family.
For
All right,
sure, for
mom.
sure.
Mom, you want to say anything about your mother?
Hey man, I'm a mama's boy, you know. Me and my mom tight, you know. She's always been there for me. She's one of my best friends. We always get to talk, have a good time, share laughs. This is her in South Africa actually on a missions trip with my dad. So that's like kind of been their journey since we've all been in college and away from home. So that's really cool to see. But definitely love having her home. It's actually my parents' anniversary today, so shout out them.
Was
26
that
years running.
no doubt. Shout out to your mom, great woman. Pops.
Yes. Pops. That's my guy. That's guy probably the most I've ever learned from is that man right there. Like you and my dad are probably like two of the biggest mentors I've had throughout my life, whether it be through football or just everyday advice. Just learn to be a man, learn to be a Christian, learn to be a brother, a sibling, a friend. That's dad's taught me all that. Definitely like one of my biggest resources, and just very appreciative to have both him and my mom in my life.
Yeah, and that brother could throw down in the kitchen too. We,
Yes, sir. If you know my dad, you know the kitchen's the hot spot. You know that's where things go down.
he told me he had me on a pasta because he's Italian, right?
Yeah, we're Italian.
Y'all Italian. So he told me, so I got you. Because I love Italian food. So he said,
Yeah,
I got you. My family like Italian food. So when y'all invited us over, of course, my wife, she didn't like the pets, but we enjoyed the food. It was great. It was really great. And your father always, he great dude. But before I really got to really kick it with him and talk to him, he had that mafia mystique. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool.
Yeah.
He got that laid back Tony Soprano.
Everybody says that, man. It's funny. He'll come to my games. He'll be in a trench coat with some blacked out glasses like that on the phone, like heated about some business, and everybody's like intimidated by him, and it's hilarious. That's the vibe he gives off for sure.
Oh, it's definitely intimidating because we didn't approach him like that until I got to know him. I'm like, this is a
Yeah.
great dude. It's nothing like you would think. That's why you never judge a book by its cover, because getting to know your dad, I said, this is a great guy. And then knowing the missionary work you guys do, your family do in Africa, man, shout out to your father, man. That's my hero, man. He do a lot of work and a lot of grinding. He's giving his time, because you can spend money, but you can't get time back. And he's putting in that time. So definitely shout out to him.
Yeah, he's definitely super beneficial. Just give me those resources. Like for me, it was like, if I don't get a scholarship, my dad's still gonna pay for my college. You know what I mean? I still have that to rely on. So like, just having him as a resource, it just means everything.
For sure. Now let's talk about your siblings.
Yeah. Siblings, lots of ups, lots of downs, lots of fighting, but like at the end of the day, we're always there for each other. We're always each other's best friends, always having a good time together, whatever it be. Always try to stay in touch when we're all in separate states, doing our own different things. Definitely, I would probably say the majority of every memory I have is with my siblings. Just growing up, being the youngest sibling. That's a whole journey in its own. But I wouldn't trade them for the world. I love them.
No doubt. All right. Speaking of being a younger sibling,
I don't think I've ever seen this picture.
you've never seen this picture.
Where do you get this picture? I promise you I've never seen this picture.
It exists. And I found
I didn't know it existed.
Well, I don't want to use the word cute, because obviously you're a football player. Don't want to do that. But is it any coincidence that you're matching the dogs?
Probably not. My mom probably set it up that way. Like, here, take this picture, put this shirt on. That's probably what happened.
You look happy.
Always happy, man. You know me, always smiling.
Oh, good stuff, Peyton. All right. I always bring this picture because I found it. Like when you came over to Mountain Island, I found this. I said, Peyton, you remember this?
Yeah, man. Not a good pick, but it is.
I don't know. I think I'm up there biting my lip. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on.
You got the bean bug going on.
But talk a little bit about this moment. Did you get this moment for your brother? Do you realize how symbolic it was?
Yeah, it was definitely like kind of led me on my path for sure, because I was in 8th grade at the time, I believe. And at first I was just like, yeah, I'm going to get out of class for this. But then like I realized like he's really signing to college to play football. Like that's my dream, my goal. So just seeing my brother do that is kind of like led me on my path as well, like motivating me to do the same.
No doubt. Shout out to your brother. Hard worker. I had a couple pictures I was showing Will Eason, Chris Lutzel, and we talked about your brother actually, I think he caught an interception in that game or a touchdown, one or the other. We had the ugly yellow uniforms. You remember those?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember that.
Those are terrible.
I don't know who was behind that decision, but they should have got fired.
Tory. But see, let me say this. Tory had a suggestion. Our equipment manager followed through.
What it was. It was the execution.
Who was the equipment manager for Southlake?
It was Howard.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Howard's fault. Now I got a name to go with who we thought it was. So I gotta remind Tori that it was terrible.
Like we had the nicest uniforms in the land, man. Like South Lakes were nice, Nike and everything, and then they just throw out some Badger yellow like practice jerseys.
Canary yellow. That was terrible. And everybody was hype about it. Like, man, we got these yellow uniforms. So no one seen them up until that day. That I was like, oh, but it didn't even look bad coming out of the box. When it really looked bad is when they went on the field, and I was like, oh
It was
God.
like super baggy, like it looked like.
And man, they was pulling people down left and right. It was hilarious. All right, total exposure.
Yeah, Tremaine, my guy.
Tremaine Stevens. Shout out to Tremaine. Tremaine don't
Shout out.
he don't
Tremaine never put me. Nobody else has put me in so much pain that Tremaine put me in. His workouts, man. I would need a wheelchair to go to school. Like I couldn't go up the stairs, man. Like, and we wouldn't even use equipment. It would just be body weight stuff, and I would be like, my legs wouldn't work. Like, if you know Tremaine, you know how bad his workouts were.
Well, you know what? I decided, me and a couple fathers, because he does the adult training back then. So we said, you know what? We're gonna get in shape. Let's let Tremaine train us. He got a class. It's cheap. Let us join the class. Man, he was putting us through stuff. Peyton, I was like, dude, I'm your boy. Like, I don't care. He was busting us up pretty bad. So again, shout out to Tremaine, total exposure. I hope he can get this thing started again. I think it was a good exposure for kids all around the country.
100%.
All right.
Whoa, this throwback right here.
Throwback. Now, because I know who had this ideal of this picture.
That was you, 100%. That was 100% you. You said, "Hey, get them cheerleaders in, take a picture." That's exactly what you said.
I'm pretty sure I didn't have to force y'all.
No, you didn't have to force us, but you were the catalyst of that decision.
Oh, no doubt. This photo op all day. We got Big Sam Van Wingen, and we was talking. Me and Chris was talking about Sam because Sam started his freshman year for us, and I think this was his freshman year coming off our state championship. So it's good stuff.
Sure.
Bring back a lot of memories.
That was when we did the whole we did Rivals, Vanderbilt. We hit up a couple other places. I'm pretty sure it was like a long weekend type.
Man, that was the longest drive, Peyton. I remember driving down there by myself because typically I got people to drive with me. I drove all the way down there because y'all was competing in that Rivals deal, and then we had to visit to Vanderbilt. Man, y'all was getting it, man. Y'all was young and hungry. Like that group is like y'all group is like the last of the group that you seen. It didn't take a lot of motivation for y'all. Y'all kind of like knew what y'all had to do, and y'all handled business. So, man, shout out to this group right here. Shout out to Will Ford. That's my dog. I gotta get Will. Gotta get him up.
That's my brother, man. That's my brother, man. That's where we met Bean, Kendrick Clark. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
That's where we met him through this trip. He just rode with us. We didn't even know who he was. And we ended up being boys. He's super cool. He's at App now, so he's doing his thing.
Yeah, he's a running back at App, and y'all was riding with Will mom, Jessica.
I think his dad was driving us, but it was me, Will, Jack, Bean, and then I think Sam and Ringana was with us. Maybe not, but yeah, we was packed up in the car full, super tight, but it was fun.
But that just shows you the heart of the Fordings. You know, great family. They didn't even know Beans, but they let them in, and that's big. Great family. Shout out to the Fordings. That's my family. I know that's your family, right?
My second family, man.
All right, East Lincoln days. We talked a little bit about them. What's going on in this picture?
That's not me.
21 wasn't you?
Nah.
What's crazy is I'm have to X this, as you know.
Yeah.
So I pulled up Peyton Pesavento. I Googled you, and this is what came up. And it got your name in an article.
They just saw a white running back and was like, yeah, that's him. That's probably what happened. Nah, that's my boy Chandler. He played. Here we go. He went to Kentucky.
Maybe we need to keep this because this is kind of hilarious.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I was a little swagged out more than that, but it kind of looked like me, I guess.
Oh God. Hey, they got to do better. They got your name right up on it, clear as day. Peyton Pesavento. Wow.
It is what it is.
Well, I know this you.
Yeah, yeah, that's me.
That's that look. I love this pick, by the way, too, because
Yeah,
we
it's pretty.
talked about you going through a lot of adversity at that time, and you still willed your way because you had a love for the game, even if it meant driving an hour or there and an hour back. You still had a love for the game, and you could see it when you played.
Yeah, man. It was definitely an experience. Like probably nothing like I've ever been through. Is not where I wanted to do, not where I wanted to be, but I just kind of tried to make the most of my opportunity, and like this is what I got to do. Um, I mean, I met some really cool guys. Like it was pretty cool in that sense, but it wasn't my island by any stretch. But it wasn't what I was hoping to happen my senior year. But it is what it is. Took the good with the bad, and that's what happened.
No doubt. All right, you graduate.
Yeah.
How was this moment sharing it with your parents?
It was very monumental, like this marked all of our siblings out of high school. We're all like grown up. We're all like adults now, and uh, it just felt good to get all my hard work recognized all through 4 years of high school. All the adversity I went through, everything like I was working for clubs and my academics, and just being recognized in that sense was really awesome. And I had my boy Will there, my other boy Gage, and my other friend Brody there. So just having like my best friends there and my whole family there with my grandparents as well was just an awesome moment.
Yeah, because you made a smooth transition. You totally got into the community at Mountain Island. Like you was like, I
Yeah.
seen you doing everything at the school.
I knew one person there, Marcus, and then I knew of one other person, like, because we would train together, but I didn't know him that well. But like, it was kind of surprising how I kind of feel like I felt it, like worked in that well. I think football definitely had an impact, just knowing the guys through the summer, and those are the boys you sweating with, cheering with, blood, sweat, and tears. So those are like instant friends. But then I don't know. I guess that's just my personality. I just fit in with teachers and other students, and senior year was really good to me. I really enjoyed it.
No doubt. I love this pick.
Yeah.
Obviously, I seen both of you young men grow, and like I don't really get. I'm not an emotional person. I don't do a lot of crying. Probably need to experience that a little bit more. But seeing y'all both grow, and then seeing y'all graduate.
Yeah.
I mean, that's second to none because in this picture over here, you guys are wide eyed, just soaking in the experience. Then over here, y'all guys are successful. Y'all handled y'all business because this is pre high school here, and this is after
Yeah.
graduation. You want to talk anything
Yeah.
about these pictures or these moments?
Yeah, man. Definitely growed a little bit on you. Got some height on you. Uh, but this was like me. This pick's like super meaningful to me. Just my best friend, my brother, and then you, my basically like my uncle. Just just going through 4 years apart. Went through a lot, been through a lot, but we're still together. We're still riding together. Um, these are just bonds, connections that I'll never lose, and two probably very important days in my life for sure.
And no doubt, no doubt. All right, Peyton, we just finished up. We just wrapped up. Any last advice to any student athletes? Well, first, let me say this because you didn't totally brag on yourself. You're in a business program at Elon. You want to talk
Yeah.
about that? Because you got a big time
So,
scholarship.
oh yeah. So like that's just kind of like you get pre-admitted into the business school at Elon, so that's a really good benefit. Like you're already taking business classes as a freshman, which is really beneficial. Like you're there for a major. You're not there for your gen eds. So that's one thing that I really love about Elon is, like, I'm already learning about business and growing in the business world, networking with other people. And then I've just got an opportunity of different situations like Alpha Kappa Psi, which is a business fraternity. So that's kind of just taught me how to, like, interview and network with people through, like, LinkedIn or just in person, and just grow from a professional sense, which is really good. I just think Elon's business school is, like, really elite and, like, kind of ahead of their game. They're always doing something different to help grow their students. And I think there's just so many opportunities. Like, every week I get an email about all these different opportunities. I actually interviewed for one of the opportunities today, but, like, there's just so many things you can do to grow outside of the classroom, which really kind of makes Elon different, I think.
And no doubt, Peyton. Any last advice for any student athletes out there?
Yeah, it's the high school guys, man. Just keep at it, keep grinding. Like, there's no secret recipe or anything like that. It's just hard work. Like, you can't avoid it. Like, just put your head down, grind, stay away from distractions, man. Have a good time, but stay away from those bad distractions. Just focus on the game. Just no recipe. There's no other recipe than just hard work. You know what I mean? You gotta be working through the off season. For me, I wish I went to more camps. Like, go to as many college camps as you can just to get exposure and just work, playing with those, like, elite athletes, man. Just never settle. Don't get complacent, because it'll pay off eventually. Like, you might have to make some sacrifices, whether it be like waking up at 6 a.m. to work out, or like not being able to hang out with your friends one weekend, or whatever it is, going to a camp. But it's gonna pay off at the end of the day. Like, if you really want that life, if you really want to play that college football life, like, it's not gonna be easy. So you might as well get that work ethic now and just get used to it, because it's not gonna stop. It's just gonna get harder. So just grind out, just do what you got to do. Use Coach Washington, Tico, Reese, all those guys in Mount Island, if that's where you're at, as a resource, because they're gonna help you get you where you want to be, both physically, mentally, and just as a man. So just use your resources. Don't just depend on yourself. Just put yourself out there. Don't be afraid of failure. Um, everybody fails. So just accept that, learn from it, grow from it, and just, like I said, grind.
Those some real serious jewels right there you just dropped. Any last shout outs?
I got shout out God, man. Shout out my parents. Shout out friends. Any of those guys watching this, if you need help, contact me. Social media, Coach Washington will put you through to me. Um, I'll just help you out. I can help you out, whether it be through football, working out, school. Just use me as a resource. Use Coach Washington as a resource. You my guy, Coach. You're always gonna be there for me. I love that you're doing this, helping these young guys out. This is something they need to see and hear and experience, because it goes by too quick, as we both know. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna put you in contact with Miss Stallings. She's doing something separate from this. It's kind of unofficial. This is more something I did just to get information out, but she's doing something where she wants I guess seniors, the former former alum coming back helping the seniors. So I'll set up an
Oh,
email.
yeah.
Did you get the email?
I talked to her about that a while ago when we were before. No, I didn't do it because it was like an in-person thing, and I didn't know if she was still going through with it. I never followed up, but I talked to her about that at some point a couple of months ago. But yeah, I'd be done. Yeah.
Send her an email. But it was good having you, Peyton. You know, Coach
Yes,
love you.
sir.
I'm always here. I'm a phone call away. If you need anything, just holler at me. All right. Tell your parents and your family I say hey. All right.
Will do.
All
All
right.
right. Take it easy, Coach.